Stone Ship Age. Oh, it sounds so nice. It sounds so nice and peaceful. To the point where you're really excited to see it, and then when you get here, you realize you're completely out of brain power for the day, and you need to leave. You need to leave immediately. But we're back now, and we're trying... Oh, boy. We're trying to stock up on brain power. So, I have let this, small air bubble around in my subconscious. And what I think must be happening, as so often happens, is that I'm not holding it. I think this must be what's going wrong. I'm going to try to start here, rather than the telescope. We're going to hold it this time. It's going to be very, very tense, but we'll make it through. Thank you so much for the subscription there. That is so kind of you. Good morning and happy blood moons to you. It is so nice to see you there. Hello, hello. I am incredibly glad to see you guys. It was a long evening for some reason. Thank you, vocal cords. One of those, nothing has changed. It's a day like any other. And yet my brain has attributed all this newness and rebirth that I'm supposed to be experiencing and am not. No newness. Same old me. New year. So it was one of those nights. You know how it goes. Musing well into the dawn when one should not be. Anyway, let's see here. What I think we need to do is pick a direction and then hold the button to see if the sound continues. I need to remember how to actually hold the button. It's very complex machinery from the lowly controller. Okay, this was what I was not doing. That does sound exactly the same. Let's look around and see if we can figure out if it's draining any noise. Yes, draining that one. So, I'm assuming middle must be lighthouse, perhaps, and right would be in here. That's my assumption. We'll check down here first. So, I do apologize. I got stuck. If you missed the last session, I got stuck looking around here for how to make progress, as I seem to be so very hydrophobic. And, I did not know how to drain it. You hold the button down. It's not a one-time pushy-pushy. Some of them are. Some rooms are full of Emmys. That's just to distract you. Don't let the Emmys catch your eye. No. School of fish out there, just having an absolute blast. Best supporting craft services card. Provolone has taken it this year. The Provolone card. So it looks like we can push this button. Will that reveal to us a book, or will it drown us instantly? Is it gonna drown me instantly? Yeah, probably. Let's push it. We must need to power it on from elsewhere. That's fair enough. I'll see you later, mysterious Emmys. So, that's one area. Let's try switching it to number 2. Hello, hello. So glad to catch you. Or so glad for the vice versa. However it's appropriate to say. You skipped it. There we go. Now we'll hold this. See if that maybe did the lighthouse. I guess we can take a peek in here for cheap. Cheap peeking. Yeah, it's here. Alright. Glad we peeked. It's so dark in some sections that I'm wondering if there's just like a whole room in there with a cameo with Andy Serkis awaits. Probably not, but yeah, I can dream. I often do of Andy Serkis. Is this the Sea of Thieves DLC? Well, that would be cool, yeah. I would totally take a pure puzzle-solving, single-player only Sea of Thieves DLC. Yes, please. Like, this is obviously some sort of submarine hatch door. Aye, aye, Captain, here's your gruel. I can't open the little gruel window, Captain. Unlock it. Okay. Oh, so cozy. Why so cozy? It seems like a trap. You've picked out all of my favorite colors and things. God, you know how I love tapestries. And the music, she shifts. Good morning. So nice to see so many of you here. Happy Sunday if you're catching this live. To those of you who are not catching this live, you have my undying gratitude for even considering it. A letter opener or deadly murder weapon? Let's taste it. Just a letter opener. Good. Good. I was worried for a second there until we tasted it. Someone has been experimenting with laudanum. To great effect. That seems useful. However, if I click anywhere inside of it, it just closes the drawer. Maybe not the pills. Pills are questionable. Should I take a handful for later? Nope, it closes the drawer. Alright, thanks, pills. I'm not disappointed. I feel sensual. What? It is indeed still Myst, yes. This is the 2021, oh gorgeous, remaster of Myst, which I have never played, as evidenced by my incredibly poor performance. He said, slipping in one more shameful bit of self-deprecation. Is that all this does? It's gorgeous. What am I learning? Sometimes in life, well, you'll hit, an area, let's call it, a sort of spherical area where you'll have to bend, your ass in all kinds of ways to make progress. Okay, lesson learned. Thank you, sculpture. One more page for... I'm not sure who is red and who is blue. I'm gonna guess Akanar? I'm gonna say Akanar is red. I don't really know. My ignorance on display. These aren't even tapestries. This is a fresco. How frescoing dare you? I demanded tapestries and you try to pass off this second-rate... it's lovely. I couldn't make a better fresco myself. I don't know what I'm talking about. Okay, we have the entire world in the very palm of our hands. It appears to be spinnable. I've done so. And again, what are we learning? Sometimes when you get to a new continent and you put your finger on it, well, I don't know what we're learning. But we're definitely thieving the penny farthing drawer. No, definitely. Oh, come on, give me a few. I've been such a good boy. They just leave these lying around, I guess. I am now Queen of Grulovia, and you will suffer my wrath. Okay. Maybe some of this is desperately important. Maybe I have to remember, for example, the configuration of the dishes. But I'm assuming it has something to do with these globes. And a long night's sleep is probably it. That's probably all. We got a page. Maybe that's all the progress we get from here. Lovely room, though. I'm assuming in every age, is this what we're to believe? I'm trying to piece together the background story, if there is one. In every age, it seems there is a room built for Cirrus and Achenar, and that is where their pages are being kept / come from. It's sort of the impression I'm getting. I don't know if that's crazy, and there are just themed rooms with the same color pages for a bunch of people. It seems like they moved around from age to age. Let me check before I switch this if these two are connected, by any chance. The water levels being so nearby. Let's check down here. It's nice to not be at the end of the long editing day with just the tiniest amount of brain power left to consider new ideas. That would be nice. I'm at the start of a fresh new day with the tiniest amount of brain power left to consider new ideas. It's fine. I'm fine. I'm fine. Here we go. Oh. This looks a little sinister / lovely and artistic. The rib cage is a little sinister, though. Alright. Seemingly not a button back there. My first point of curiosity. Is it a... Nope. We found the blue page. God, I'm like a detective. Look at me go. Having said that, we're now stuck in this room. I have no idea how to get out of here. Okay, we have a red page and a blue page from Stone Ship Age. That was kind of all we got out of Channelwood, was my thinking. What are our other interactables? A holographic rose. Change it, I'm bored. A holographic skull. Change it, I'm disturbingly excited. Just those two? Great. This isn't actual ribcage. I thought we would draw closer. I thought we would draw closer to it, and it would reveal itself to be like a lovely flower sculpture. Nope, it's a spinal column and some pelvis, I'd say. I'm not a medical professional, but I'd say 1 to 0.5% pelvis is included. And that's free of charge, so... I'm not seeing anything else. Probably missing something about these lanterns. / skulls. / welcome mats. This sextant is sure to be desperately important, but I'm not sure if we're after the D. I'm not sure. We'll just stick with the sextant for now and leave the D. It was surprisingly fun to say, and I'd like to thank you. I'd like to thank you for being here for this moment. I've just remembered I can run. Sorry. Spirit of an angry old Irish ghost overtook my voice for a second there. No, Mr. Neeson. No. Finally, let's try all the way to the right. I mean, we've been everywhere else. Someone's redeemed the mystical musical madness, which in this context seems to mean that I need to start singing all of the crouton-related comments in the chat. All of them. Beginning with croutons are yummy. Ooh, croutons are good for the soul. Croutons are yummy. Okay, I thought the lighthouse would be part of it. Maybe I'm crazy. There is perhaps one more configuration, but the question is, what does that drain? If not, the lighthouse. Like, the lighthouse is weird because it needs to increase rather than decrease. I guess when it's set, we didn't check when it's set to another one, the lighthouse. So this one is probably to lower the lighthouse, but what we need is to raise it. I'll just try this one. And push it. Yeah. Push it. Real good. Okay, back to crouton-related comments. Sorry, that was only one of them. Let's see how many we're in for. Oh no. I see now that it's about crotons for houseplants. That can also make a nice song. I don't know what crotons for houseplants are. Can someone enlighten me? Is this type of special light? Delicious light. Alright, so, water level is raised. I remember when we did this last time, we let out a little spurt of water from the barrel. Maybe that is still in it and is therefore resisting buoyancy. Let me drain. We'll double check. Yeah, the machines and me. We'll get along. We'll get along one of these days. Not today. Aha, the plants in the red room were crotons. Down one of the drained hallways. I forget which one now. Alright. So this should drain it. Let's go down and see if it perhaps forgot my progress there. Which would be understandable. It's been a full, 12 hours. Alright, it was not closed, perhaps? So water rushed into the barrel, weighted with heavy iron, and it went nowhere. There is no water inside of it. It's open now, so there will be air, presumably inside of it. I will close it, and we'll try the buoyancy one last time. I think we're getting somewhere. So that one is the lighthouse. Switch it back to this. Oh, the machines and me. And before I back out, I remembered to press it this time. Let's see if this did anything. There we are. Lovely little chest, all full of air. Well, not the chest itself, but the whole contraption. And double key. I'll take it. Oh, it's still locked. They don't want me using that for other puzzles elsewhere. That's fair. Alright, we finally have something to climb. This looks a little bit wasteful, if that's all I'm going to use it for, but here we go. I feel like that whole puzzle could have been solved by just maybe training a little more finger strength and reaching that one. It probably would have worked, but no, it's cool. It's cool to do it that way. It's something that, as hilarious as it is, the newer graphics probably make seem easier than it used to when you had to just do it one screen at a time. So what is this? What are we looking at? What are we looking for? We seem to be missing a fuse or something in there. Or maybe that's just a gauge that will increase as we twist. I'm twisting. What happened? Did I black out for a second because of the electricity? Okay, we're at full green. It doesn't really seem to be diminishing over time. Is there something else I have to pull here? Machines so often seem to have secondary features I haven't thought about. I'm not sure. Now it's going down. Is that a time thing? It's raising again. Must be a time thing. I don't think I can decrease it. So, I must just need to build it all the way up to green, and then we're looking for something else out there. Where do these lines run to? Just there? Into the basement, essentially. Okay. I guess I'd better go check one of them. However, I should probably switch the water path and then give us the most amount of time, rather than having to detour and switch the water path on the way. I don't think I need to do anything else down there. We'll check it in a bit if anything seems confusing, and I don't think we need to do anything else with it. They seem to be stuck there. So, let me switch this. I think just back to middle. Or is it already? Then we would have had all the time in the world. Okay, that lights up the portholes, etc. So, let me just give myself more time. I overcomplicated it, as so often happens. I thought it was still switched to a lighthouse-based drainage. Here we go. All the way up to green. Probably gonna have to switch it before we go into the second room, I'm guessing. See what happens. I have not heard if Riven remake is en route. I sure would like for there to be, because I never played that one either. I'm having a lot of fun with this one. So they might be working on something for Riven, but I'm not sure. Okay, doesn't necessarily seem like I need these. There's no controls. I can go in there. What is this? It's the bedroom again, alright. So I've definitely not been in here before. We have a large compass with all manner of buttons. However, I would need something in the environment to, like, figure out what it's pointing to, right? I guess this is my only clue. Alright. There also seems to be a mechanism underwater out there, as though it might be drainable in some way, though that seems improbable. And I'm assuming this might patch into the other side? The other brother's room? Yes, it must. So why does it lessen over time? Do I lose access to this area if I wait too long? Yes, perhaps I do. Power goes out, you get emergency lighting. This is still lit up in the middle. And then it would be a one-way trip, I'm assuming. I can emergency unlock it from this side, but then it will be all dark and impenetrable again. Okay. So, I need a heading for this compass down here that I can somehow relate to, I guess, just north. And I need to do that before we run out of power to the doors. Fair enough. Okay, I think we have what we need from there. Let me head back out. So, this must be where the telescope, not compass, the telescope up here comes into play. To give us some sort of heading. It's pointed at the lighthouse itself now. What would that tell us? And why are there two entrances, other than that perhaps the brothers both wanted their own entrance to the compass? What am I missing? Everything seems to be accessible from this middle side. I forget, I guess, what was down there. We can give that one more look. For the moment, I'm just going to... 135 is the position of the lighthouse. And is north like 0? In this sort of situation, I'm not much of a sailor, nor, what's the word? Surveyor. Is 0 north? Just trying to keep track of that. I was going to say in my mind, but I've got my paper right here. I'm just going to say lighthouse. Took me a lot longer than I was hoping to spell. 135. Light is house. How do you... Okay. So, it's all dark down there. Let me check down here one more time just to refresh my memory. Probably a huge waste of time. I think it was this one. Good, good. It's very quick drainage, especially for how little sound there is. That's right, this was a bit of a dead end because we need to activate power to the mechanism. That's what I could not remember. I was like, maybe there's a clue down here. I did not see. I guess we could still check down here once the power's on. Maybe the power comes to this one too. Glad we checked. That's why I need to constantly refresh my memory. There is no power line running. It doesn't necessarily preclude it, but I'm gonna guess there's another piece of the puzzle there. Let's try turning it back on. We'll give a quick peek in there while it's drained, and then we'll be good. I'm very, very interested in these little machines and mechanisms they've created. That finally makes sense now. I'm not being electrocuted and blacking out. They just need to reload the level to turn on the lights. Yeah. Alright. Back down, quickly into the currently drained path. It does not look any brighter, so yes, there's something within the other two that must fully power that on. So I can't get down there right now. Let's switch this. It's all coming together. Once upon a January 2nd, exhausted, with capillaries burst under his eyes, he began to figure it out. That is blinking now. I don't think it was blinking before. Fair enough. So the other thing I need to know before I put myself on a timer here, did this not work? Did it not work? Maybe I picked the wrong one. I did, and I don't know why. So sorry. What did I say about my burst capillaries again? Ah, there must be some excuse. Okay, I think that's the right one. Let me double check my madness. This would give us a better indication of which one. Perfect. Which one we need to type into the machine down there, if that's the only blinking light around. In order to verify that for sure, I guess I should take a quick peek through the telescope while this is at full power, as it's just turned off now. Alright. Sorry, this is taking so long. I'm sure we have the pieces we need. But I want to just double check there isn't some sort of sequence of flashing lights with different numbers, etc., visible from the telescope up there. If this is the only flashing light around, I think we're confident to push it in as 135 and get out of here. That's probably a better way to phrase that. We'll work on that later. Alright. Flashing light there. I'm sure not seeing anything else. Quick check. So it's like, yep, that would be your clue. And we're back to 0. Alright, the other question is how many of these go at a time? Groups of 10? 0, 10, 20, 30. Yeah. I'm hoping we'll be able to figure it out from that. Might be a little bit tricky still. See if one of these doors is open. Did I already miss my chance? Good. These remind me of The Witness. Every time I catch it out of the corner of my eye, I'm thinking, oh, there's a possible path. Nope, wrong game. Wrong game entirely. So if this is 0, and I know somebody wrote back to me, I'm so sorry, I asked a question and then I rudely... 0 degrees tends to be whatever the front of a vehicle is. Relative bearing doesn't factor. Okay, so that's probably the starting position. And thank you for answering my question. Welcome back. Any progress on this demon puzzle? Yes, this age of ours. The stone ship. Somewhat. I've realized my mechanical shortcomings, and we were able to drain some areas. So, the shame will always live on inside of me, but that's fine. I talked myself right out of being able to figure out the right one. While we're down here, let's figure out the right one, and then I'm sure it will work once we're ready for it. So if this is 0, this would be... the problem is I need 135. So maybe these are in groups of 5, and these are the 10s on the star points? Maybe that's the case, but didn't it go up to like 300 something? We don't have nearly that many points. So I'm curious. This would be 0. I don't know whether each knob is 5 or 10. In order for us to input the correct answer, they need to be 5. I don't even think we have enough 5s to count up to 135 here, though. So I must be misunderstanding something about the puzzle. And what is it that I'm misunderstanding? Perhaps it's just a compass direction with less math involved each time. Each could be 15, that's right. I am not sure. I think I'm going to have to turn it back on to start testing. And I'm assuming the whole thing probably turns off if I guess wrong. Which is fun. Classic puzzle logic. So I'd love to know which one I'm actually targeting first. What other information do I have? Oh, you're half asleep and dozing to yesterday's stream. I'm so glad. I hope that these are soothing puzzle experiences. So probably your feeling is probably on the black point to the rear left of the start point, like this one. Presumably. Rear left. No. So sorry. Other side, this one. I'm perfectly happy believing that and giving it a try. I am not catching on to the ins and outs myself. It feels like that fleur-de-lis they're giving us there is the only interesting thing. So I get the theme now. In order to lead ourselves here to the mechanical age, or the stone ship age, we had to use a clock face. So this is probably using similar logic, and we're looking for 5:30 on the clock face. I will happily believe that, sure. Let me turn this back on. We'll see if we can race back down in time. I don't think I want to be going down. Not when it's so drippy. Really deeper and I'm going to ruin my suedes. Up we go. Give this one more twist. Oh, you're in the right spot. Here we go. Alright. All the way up into the green. I'm not really sure why they let you decide not to put it up into the green. Makes me think there's another puzzle there. I'd hate for that to happen. Racing back down. So, this side. Oh, it's not happy with me. So yes, it does turn it off all the way if you get the wrong guess. I'm glad to know. And that may have been the wrong one entirely. I'm not sure. This is back in the room. So these were what you're saying are crotons? These leafy plants? Fantastic. I also see that, what were they called? Black sails? Black shields? Insignia? Some sort of pirate? Wasn't that the same symbol? This is very strange to me. Anyway, just curious. Let's go turn this back on again. Back to the puzzle at hand. Interesting that the alarm sounds outside, too. You'd think it would just be necessary down below, but continue to taunt you. That's fine. So, I'm not sure which one on the compass I'm necessarily aiming for. I'm assuming we have the right logic, that it is the telescope heading of 135. I don't know how we translate that to the board just yet, or I'm not understanding if we do. I should know which one I'm going to try next, but here we are, turning it on, without that knowledge. Alright. I don't know if there's any point in trying it, like, visually, like, if 0 is that point. Visually, it's a little bit past the quarter of the hour or whatever. I don't know if that applies. It's my only other layman's guess at this point. So if that was it, I would think, like, here. Or maybe one over here. Yeah. So I feel like we're halfway there in terms of me understanding. We're 40% of the way there. We can also, I'm assuming, count actual marks until 135. Maybe that's all it is. So it doesn't matter what the mark's numerical value is, but from 0 there is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. And then I don't know how we're supposed to do that. Is this where I'm going wrong on the puzzle, in that there is no way to get 135, so there's another solution in front of my face? I have to split these. Ah, right down the middle. That's called 135. So I've completely forgotten how many actual steps we had. I don't think that's gonna tell me anything. Alright, turning this back on. The thing that I like so much about puzzle games, which is also, while you're playing them, kind of infuriating, is that there are some things that your brain just has no idea what to do with. Like a lot of sound puzzles. I'm not very good with differentiating pitch and such. And sound puzzles can get me. Turns out every other kind of puzzle that in any way involves your brain can get me. Those are what I'm allergic to. But I always kind of like that, is all. That there's some things that stump me and are incredibly easy to other people, and I hope vice versa. There's gotta be something that's easy for me. It's one of the joys about a puzzle game you don't often find elsewhere. You can be bad at a shooting game or good at a shooting game, but puzzle games have many more layers than that. Alright, we're slowly whittling it down. It's not that one or that one. It's fine. So it doesn't seem to be a visual thing. I did not count 13. We can try 13. This is a long way to go to turn it back on every time. So I do apologize if this is tremendously easy, / someone has already told me the answer. If you think of the board with the fancy yellow point as noon, then maybe go from there and try bopping something close to 5. That should make perfect sense to me. I think you've explained it. And I'm putting it into my laundry hamper mind, and it's coming out like absolute goop. I need to understand, before I put myself on the timer here, Let me see, 1 second. If there is a quick diagram I can draw for myself. Do you have a quick diagram I can draw for myself? Thank you guys for bearing with me here. So sorry. What is it that I am not understanding? Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So sorry. Just now reached the part. There is no diagram, as I was hoping, but maybe I can suss it out of the text here. Alright, so there are 32 buttons. They total 360 degrees in increments of 5. That doesn't sound like what we've seen down there. Has it, like, changed somehow? Maybe not. Okay, turning this back on, I think I understand. I'm just not sure if I'm looking at a different thing than they're looking at. We'll see. I gotta get back down there. Alright. Way overcharging. I'm staring at the chat. Yeah, I'm so sorry. My laundry hamper sock situation. These are fine suggestions. I don't know how to get them into my own mind in a usable way. Alright, racing back in. Oh, I'm completely just off. It's this one, right? I saw the wrong point as the north of the compass. I think this is the one we're looking for. One more time. You botched it. Yeah. Okay. Always want to go down that way. I'm not sure why. It's the dwarf in me, wanting to descend at all times, deeper, to the denser metals. Yes. I think we're trying to get that southeast one. Seems to be the idea. I keep seeing, as soon as I come into the room, the one opposite the entrance as north, which is so foolish of me. I'm like, from my perspective, that's north, and I'm coming in from the side. There's 2 entrances. That's what keeps happening. Let's try this one more time, and I will make sure I see the whites of their fleur-de-lis before I fire. What a hideous metaphor that is. I should get that out of my vocabulary. Alright. In we go. Now, where's the fleur-de-lis? Don't just assume based on where you're standing. Dink-donk. Okay, we have light. Finally. Beacon. You have solved the compass puzzle. So, I'm assuming that line runs across to the other facility where the third bilge pump option leads to. So sorry for the long delay there. I think we're finally back on track with a tiny bit of cheating. Just a tiny bit of cheating and relying on all of you through every step of that puzzle. We did it! I'm a genius. Alright, I think that's the right one. Down we go. We did get red and blue page from here. We got them pretty early on. It was almost surprising. Lovely down here now. Yes. Finally the ambiance that my Emmys deserve. You be good. You be good. And presumably this takes us back to the island of Myst. Hooray! Let's see if we can press on just a little further. If maybe my brain is finally working now, we'll use it for the other puzzles. And if it's not working at all, well, shucks. I'll be right back. Hello, hello. So sorry. We are back in the library. So, we know we have 2 other ages available to us. I'm forgetting now where they are. Mechanical led us to the cogs, which we opened, and went in the book there. Did we already go in the book that opened in the ship? I thought so. I thought so. But now I'm not sure. That wasn't channel wood. Channel wood was the elevator for the tree. And this was stone ship. So what was that age? Maybe we didn't go in it yet. I got myself all confused because we opened like 3 of them and then I picked one of the later ones. Let me see if this is not one we've been to yet. I don't think we've been there. This must be mechanical, so I'm thinking stone ship was the one we picked, but unlocked later. So this one should be next in the sequence. I'm going to assume that's correct. Let's jump in here. I just got myself confused because we opened this one and then went to that one. And I was like, okay. Continuity error. So what dreadful puzzle awaits me in the mechanical age that I am not, not ready for? Hello there, good afternoon. Okay. It's gorgeous. My favorite age yet. You know me in hexagonal columns. It's kind of a problem. It's kind of a problem I have. For hexagonal columns, this is where the first aid kits are, presumably. I will take one, yes. Okay. Some of the symbols vibrate, and some of them do not. I'm assuming the top button is a "I'm done, go" sort of thing. So we'll need a sequence, a 4-character sequence. Gorgeous clouds, gorgeous lilies. Probably not lilies, but we're going with that. My frame rate seems to be suffering just a little. That's because of the lilies, really. I asked for that extra touch of beauty to just push it over the edge. Too much for me to render. Ew, it's all oily inside. Oh, that's spoiling the natural environment. Gross. Alright, Let's go left. I see Thomas Edison's sexy little babies everywhere we go. And finally, my lust for tapestries. Satiated, just in the nick of time. Quiet Rainbow Bridge. Alright, we have a button. I'm not one of those people that upon instantly seeing a button, I have to press it, but it's gonna have to be within about the next 15 seconds, sure. Sure, about six seconds left until I need to press it. So you better figure out what you need to figure out. Is this just a toy? Or is it telling me something? Let's push the button. The tapestry hides even more secrets than I thought. At first I thought it was just that one of these guys, one of the soldiers in the back, you can totally see through his toga, and there's just a dark little nipple there. But that's not important. That's hardly one of the puzzles here. Where was I? Cirrus, your greed sickens me. Your desire for wealth and plunder is never satisfied. I will instruct my subjects not to pay your new tax, and I've put away the note too soon, and you know they'll listen to me. Regards, Achenar. Cirrus has become greedy. Started hoarding all these treasures and wine. Can I take this corkscrew with me and use it as a potential weapon against someone's eye socket later? I'm gonna guess that's a no, but alright, we'll keep it in mind. So we got a red page. We're still looking for a blue page. These appear to be all the original Myst Island puzzles. The ship, the clock tower. Why did you scream like that? Secret door? Okay. What order would these turn in? There's not really that many choices. Let's see if we can find anything related to those colors. Is this useful to me? No. Fair enough. Alright, what does this do? Sure. Sure. That's where the killing basement is. I can smell it. As soon as it opened, I could smell it. That is the basement where people die. Some of them justifiably so. Others not so much. Is that a live snake? I mean, I feel like this is a bit of an abusive relationship for that snake. If so, he'd better be getting well compensated. Rotation simulator. Yeah, alright, I'm just... Okay. No, I understand perfectly. Everything makes sense, thanks. I seemingly cannot... there we go. Cowbell sound. I think I do have some sort of option on. Let me refresh my memory here. Oh, you cannot refresh your memory while you're using a machine. What was it that I turned on? display gameplay context subtitles. I'm guessing that's what that cowbell is. That's probably a little bit more information than I should have. I'm guessing if there are distinct sounds, it's probably part of the puzzle in here. Exhaust. Though I would say that's more of a slap with a very thin glove. It's weird. Can it go any faster? No? Alright, I'll wait. It's very, very slow. Alright. What is this sound? Clink. It's a classic. I don't know why it was so slow between those two. Spin. So what is it I'm trying to do with those 4 sounds? Is this... There you go. Hey! Is that one of the sounds? An extra hiss? It appears to open this little door. And a blue page. Aha! So, we got what we needed. We just have to head back to Myst Island now. However, we haven't really solved anything. There's a person in here. Madam? Can I get you soda or... No. Shh, just peace and quiet then. A little bit more poison than I was expecting. Uncomfortable with the implication. Cirrus? Is this your area? Cirrus, we have to talk. Have you been beheading good madams and torturing them in the electrical cage? That's horrible. Truly, you are no longer my son, and you do not deserve the gift of creation. Not with words, or with Play-Doh, or with anything else. So I do have both of my... Am I actually rotating? When I was rotating those levers, was the building rotating, and I've magically made it back to exactly where I started? Because this could be the mechanism in question. I'm guessing that's where I need to get to. There's also those. I haven't seen any sequence of colors that leads me to believe those are useful. There's just a page in there. Cannot use this telescope. This goes down, right? We haven't gone down here yet. This is that language we need 4 symbols on. 4 symbols, 4 sounds. Are they the same thing? this back and I can control the speed. Let me just try to line it up first, though that looked red. As though it's a big naughty no-no. What has this done? Made some sort of sound, and presumably opened that, so let's walk over here. Bye! Alright, we have an elevator. That appears to be it. No secret ambush. So I am up. No? Well, I'm not. You can still press it even though it's pressed. You'd be foolish to think otherwise. Okay. I'm assuming that calls the elevator? Maybe. So what could I do in here? Seems unnaturally dead-endy. I will know in time, I'm sure. Alright, let's head back to mid-level. No? Not gonna happen? It is gonna happen, it's just gonna warn me for no apparent reason first. Not quite sure what that alarm meant. So this is just a no open the door situation. Why is it even an option? Is there a reason it's even an option then? So presumably this is where I started from. I suppose I should also check to make sure there's not a staircase down to the other side. Like, should be fine. Didn't know if it was a two-way. So, I cannot go down from here. I can only go up. And it's only to that one floor or halfway where the door won't open. I must not have it in the right configuration yet. Let me make sure I can't go one level higher. I sure can't. What if I try to step on this, just out of curiosity? That's how they get you. That's how. What do we have here? Oh. A whole room. Cowbells. Donk. Alright. And here. That one just seems to, like, activate all in one go. It's not holdable. Okay. That's doing something, but how am I to know what? What is it that I'm attempting? Maybe you can tell which direction. I'm sure this might be the actual control that rotates the entire building, so we can get onto that bridge that has the book, that has the way out. What direction, like what sound, is the direction that has the book? That's what we probably don't know. So if I can get this facing the way, it's facing cowbell ways now, which presumably would make that the starting area. It's now facing spinwards. Let's just go see what spinwards is. So we'll know if cowbell was the starting area. held it for a while, probably too long, and now we're facing spin. We'll figure this out. No need to go to the mid-level. From here. Alright. Let's look out here. Okay. So spin is probably not a direction I want to go. Unless it's very precise. So I'm guessing that that is the cowbell. There's no real way to associate it with a north, but let's just call the entranceway north. So where I think we're trying to get to, obviously have to get back there too, is west. There seems to be nothing out here. So let's keep it spinning for a bit until we hear a new sound and see what that gets us. Alright, back in here. This is kind of a nice little mechanism. I like this. I like it when there are entire rooms or buildings or areas that are themselves the puzzle. That always makes me feel cool. Alright. One more quick check here. Spin sound. How fast we're spinning. Cowbell sound must be pretty fast. Exhaust sound. We can try this. Let's see where that gets us. If nothing else, we'll at least be exhausted. By these many attempts, and your feeble wit. The sparkly lights seem to be a, graphical glitch. It's actually my invisible broadcast bar that's showing like how long I've been live and how many viewers I have. Hi viewers. It's nice to see you there. Alright, we made it to something. I think this is west. Yeah, cowbell's over there, so let's start here. This one we still need to get to is none of the ones we've heard. I forget the fourth option, but we'll know it when we hear it. So, I don't think that's anything other than a weird glitch. I don't know how to get that to stop. Okay, we have more symbols out here. I have not yet figured out how these work. There's clearly a quick location-specific language at play, partially to do with that machine in the basement. I don't know what these need to be set at. Let's see what we can do with them. I suppose I should put them down is all. They're not interactable, so it's information for me to take. Maybe half of our code and the other half is contained on that island. So, I'm gonna mark this inappropriately, based off of our best guess. West is a circle with 3 spikes and a half circle facing to the right. That is filled in, and the circle is also filled in, just in case that matters. The spikes are also filled in, just in case that matters. Okay. Let me make a note for myself to... We need the one that is what I would call south by our current flawed logic. We'll leave a place for that. Okay. So, we gotta make that last clinking sound. You're right. That was the one we were missing. And we'll see if we're lined up south. I still don't know why these yellow, orange, green, they can be off or on. Are they completely decorative? They can't be completely decorative. Come on, I mean, they are lovely. The suspicion, it wells up within me. So the other thing that's sort of weird is, like, there's a bunch of options here. Is this thing supposed to teach me this language? There's a bunch of options here that we're not using. This seemed to just sort of power the mechanism? I don't know. I don't want to mess it up while we have it facing the right way. But it makes me curious what I'm missing down there. Just gonna touch all these paintings. Sorry, madam. I do apologize. Your reflection is stunning. Like, that is such good work. Guy's about to beat the hell out of that bird with his lute. This is a terrible war. Ah. This thing is also a little bit strange. I'm not sure what it's for. Alright, let's go find that clinking sound. I mean, sure, we're missing secrets, but we gotta find this clinking sound. This has been so much fun. Thank you guys for hanging out with me for a bit of puzzle solving here. Definitely just what I needed today. If we can get one more area out of it, one more book, linking book back to the Myst Island, we'd be in a great stopping point. But it could be that we're stuck on this island until next session. And if that happens, I apologize. Alright. Seems like it took us all the way back. I'll try to get just one notch of progress here. That must be about it. So I would guess if this is going around in a sequence, we'd now be back to cowbell, would be my thought. But it's the clink sound, so clearly I don't know how the mechanism is turning. It's not turning in a sequence. Or not the one I have in my head, at least. But that's fine. That's what these sounds are for. And that's what you lovely folks in the chat who remembered the sounds are for. I wouldn't have known. Alright, let's see if this gets us our last 2 digits. Or whatever it is I should be calling these. Our last 2 little gidgets. This is such a lovely age. Alright, so, based on the positioning, I'm gonna guess we were supposed to get here first, and that this maybe is symbol number 1 and symbol number 2. I'm going to put these just above here, so that I can remember. It looks like we have a full Stargate, and we got the upsies downsies, or more appropriately, the downsies upsies. My favorite. Alright, the full gate and chevron 7. So, can we find these? We now need to switch it back to cowbell to get to the starting island. I think that's where the mechanism was. Am I crazy? Is that where the mechanism was? Well, we'll have to get back there regardless. This was the only other room, right? I don't know why I would want that on. Yeah, I'm sure that's just aesthetic, I hope. Okay. Switch this back to cowbell. I hope we're getting somewhere. Back down to the middle with you. Rest sweetly. I'll miss you, elevator, while I use you as a common footstool. How desperately sad. Alright, we're on Clink now. Let's get it one notch up. There. Sorry. Didn't have it in the full upright position. That may have been too much, but we'll check it. I got distracted. Nope. Back in. Back in with you. Cowbell. Alright. Woo! Everything's working just like magic. It's almost as though this was carefully designed by an intelligent person. Oh, that's not the one I want. Ah, I'm not the intelligent person. Oh, the shame. It builds and builds. So, I'm hoping we're just about there. If we can get back to cowbell. Yes? Have I angered you? Oh, it didn't take my second press. Fair enough. Like, well, which dimension am I in now? Alright, I'll refresh my memory on if this code input machine is actually out here. Yes, there we are. Ah. Okay, so this would be my guess, based on how they're positioned. I would start with the full Stargate. Not the Templar order. And then the upsies downsies. That's going to be a very important number 2. Then we're going all upsies. No downsies whatsoever. And finally, it's the half moon. That's the one. Give me ein Clap, Papa. What? Who said that? And there's our book. Linking back to the library. We have 2 pages. There's a lot of stuff I don't quite understand. There's those D20s, etc. Gorgeous, aesthetic. Possibly a clue to a late endgame puzzle. We'll come back and check it out. We'll come back and check it out. Alright. This may be the perfect stopping point before I get myself curious about the next puzzle area and then fail to solve it. And then it's all, frustration and you guys have to go back to your homes and families just thinking, I wish I hadn't spent so much time watching him be frustrated. I don't know why you speak like a very posh David Bowie. But you do, and you know that you do. So, let me just refresh my memory on where we are going next. I think we did Channelwood. These are both just connected. They don't lead to a linking book, as far as I know. So I think we're kind of all done with that side of things. That one led to Stone Ship. Planetarium helped us get to Stone Ship. That one led to Mechanical Age, so I think we only have one age left? I forget what they called it. The spaceship always makes me want to call it the Scientific Age, but I think it's like Selentic or Selenetic, something like that. And this should be based off the keyboard puzzle, which we took a picture of from in the book. So, I'm hoping that next session we can figure out this keyboard puzzle. It looks like we need to, you can play it as many times as you want over here, but then you need to input it in a slightly different configuration into the ship. Then we should be able to access the final age. And we have a page each. We have a page each on the bookshelves, and then we have 2 pages each inside. So it's like 4 pages total for each red and blue book. But we haven't put any more than just the original pages that showed up in there. Let me drop them off. Perfect. So it's like, I'm guessing there's probably an achievement or something for using all the pages correctly the first time. I may have already messed that up by putting in the opening tutorial page. I'm not sure. But what I don't want to do is put in any of these pages until we're sure who we're going with or what the situation is there. So, I will be back for hopefully what should be maybe the last session of this. We just have 1 age, and I'm assuming the finale, the end game sequence. Unless this is merely Act 1 and I'm being silly. But I cannot wait. I will save it here, outside the library. What a weird accent I've just decided to use. Outside the library. And I'll be back. I cannot wait. Maybe if I can carve out some time between lunch and the rest of my mountain of editing. Ew, who's that guy's voice this afternoon? We can jump back in here, because I'd love to finish this off and have it in our hearts to take with us always. Thank you guys for hanging out with me, for helping me through the rougher puzzles there, and I will see you for the end bit as soon as I can. If not tomorrow, or if not today, rather, hopefully next weekend for sure. I will be back in the office tomorrow, but next weekend we should have some time to party down. Thank you guys again. I love you. I hope you have a wonderful rest of the day here. Happy New Year once again. And bye for now. I'll see you soon.